So when Black Ops was on the gaming circuit and we had a chance to go down and actually watch the game be played at that highest competitive level and with professional players, one of the things that we learned that was super important was just how much trouble that the people who put on the events go through to actually make the game spectator friendly. So that became the genesis of what everybody's going to find out real soon as the CODcast feature. Without making the game fun to watch, it's not extremely accessible. And the game has to be accessible and aspirational so everybody can kind of follow along with the best players, see what they're doing to be successful, and then find what works for them, having that learning from watching pro players. Spectating is just as important as the sport itself. So when you have a game with so many people who take it so seriously, it's really nice to be able to put them in an arena where they can actually have a battle of wills and actually have true gun skill and subsequent wins and losses be the determining factor. This is not your KD ratio. This is not your score per minute. This is not how many hours you played compared to another person. This is my unit, my team against another unit and team, and we can win or lose, and that's how you get ranked. And that boils the game down to the basics. Quickly, I'll tell you a fast story about this. There was a game that I played as a pure support player. I sat in the backfield, I defended my objective, was not engaged in the fight all the time. Our team beat a much better team because we were all working together. We knew our rules, our communication was high, and it was without a doubt my favorite moment making this game. So when we talk about balancing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer, there's really a couple of things that are super important to us. The first starts with what we call the data instrumentation. So we actually do a tremendous amount of data logging about how the game is playing. I can tell you exactly for any weapon, any combination of weapon, any combination of weapon and attachment, equipment and perk, and that kit or loadout, how well that kit is performing compared to the averages of other types of equipment combinations. This actually lets us balance the gun for a competitive level, lets us balance the perks at a competitive level, makes sure everything is classed up appropriately. So we know from a math point of view how well stuff is performing and how well it's trending, and we know that even the slightest tweak in one direction or another and what kind of impact that has. You take that data, right, that it's math and therefore mathematical fact, you combine it with your experience using it. How fun is it to use? How does it feel? Does it seem appropriate? And these two things combined together is really how you get the kind of perfect scenario for creating a game that can stay competitive, but also be really accessible and fun for just everybody. If you're brand new to the game, there's all sorts of really great stuff built right into the game to make it accessible for a new player. There's two very important things. The first is combat training. Combat training is a set of modes where it's human players and AI-controlled players on the same team together, playing against another group of inexperienced, meaning under level 11 players that are humans and AI-controlled opponents. That gives you this battle space where you can be successful and have some successes in. You're actually ranking up along the way. You're getting the full multiplayer experience. But just as important, League Play, the feature, means that you're being ranked with players of an equal skill. Competition is fun for everybody. It's just fun to compete. So it's actually a really important part of this that just because it's an esport doesn't mean it's just for the hardcore. Somebody who's totally new to the game could go and enjoy League Play right off the bat because he's going to be with other people who are also new to the game or at his skill level. Because that's when the game's the most fun, when you win or almost win. It's just not much fun when you're getting, your butt kicked all the time. And it can even not be very much fun if you're so good that you just kick everybody else's butt all the time. Putting players of equal skill together is a super important part of the initiative, and that's why it's also good for people who are new to the game.